Avalon Labs. So, Avalon Labs has built up some hell of a hoard of Bitcoin, but more importantly, the usage is starting to increase. We're going to dive into what's happening with Avalon right now. Why does it continue to be trending? Before I get into any of it, though, if you're new here, the spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. These were cryptos that I thought were going to do very, very well. We're going to make a lot of money, which is obviously why I showed myself buying them up. These were their prices when I recorded and released my videos. These are the highs these coins hit in the last bull cycle. These are what your profits would have been if you'd have popped $100 into them. If you'd done that for each of the 26, a $2,600 investment would have netted you a profit of over 123 grand in the last bull cycle. And it took about 16 months, which is pretty good. Thing is obviously you don't have 16 months. We're in a bull cycle right now. If you've got cryptos you're not happy with, if there are coins that are not performing for you, you got to get it sorted. Now, if you don't know where to begin, have a look at copymycrypto.com/YouTube. This is the special offer I'm running right now for my YouTube followers. You get full access to my site, full membership to my site for half price, and there is a 60-day money-back guarantee. On the site, I share with my members all the cryptos I own. Whenever I find any coin that I think can do really, really well, I jump onto my site, I tell my members about the coin, the reasons I think it can do well, and the price I'll be buying at. When I sell, I do the same thing. So there's no work for my members. They are in and out of crypto, same price, so they make the same profit. If you go onto the site, you'll see some of the profits the members have made, some of the successes that led to those profits as well, whether it was a quick flip meme coin we held for a couple of weeks that did over a 300x, or whether it is Phantom, which in the last bull cycle was comfortably one of the best performers. Myself, my members, we got in at 0.5%. It went up to $3.46. That's just shy of 700 times our investment. That one alone made some of my members millionaires. This is all public record, so you can verify it all. And if you like what you're seeing, you want to find out the coins that are going to be the winners in this bull cycle this year, all you got to do to find out is join up on the site. Now, Avalon Labs. So this has been around for about 8-9 months now, 9 months. When it launched at 44 cents, so much higher than it is now. It did peak out at $1.44, but let's be honest, that was on the day of listing, so we don't take that too seriously. A fairer all-time high is approximately 71, 72 cents. Because day of listing is just wild. Everyone, there's always someone that buys a huge amount without really looking at the prices or the circulating supply or any of that, and you end up with an unreasonable all-time high. And we've seen that with tons and tons of cryptos over the years. Avalon is creating an on-chain financial center for Bitcoin. It offers a wide range of solutions, including Bitcoin-backed lending, Bitcoin-backed stablecoin, yield-generating accounts, and even a credit card. Its goal is to create a scalable, transparent, and accessible financial network, empowering Bitcoin holders and enabling the use of Bitcoin as a dynamic economic asset. So Avalon itself is the governance token of the ecosystem, and they're redefining the landscape of Bitcoin-backed finance. They actually began as the world's largest issuer of Bitcoin-backed CDPs. They have continuously innovated to create a dynamic Bitcoin-centered financial ecosystem. So they began with lending, and then they've expanded to DeFi lending, centralized DeFi, fixed-rate models, and most recently the launch of stablecoins. Its strategic progression is driven by community demand and has positioned the Avalon token at the heartbeat of the next generation of on-chain finance. And with the introduction of the token, they're taking community-driven governance to to new heights. Now, I'm not a huge fan in any way, shape, or form of governance. I tend to find that the most successful projects are led by have a leadership, and it isn't governance that pushes something forward. It's usually strategic planning from a leadership team. Now, it is really worth noting Avalon have scaled significantly. So Avalon is now a leading holder of Bitcoin. They hold an impressive 7,000 Bitcoin. So it's actually 5th position among global corporations for corporate Bitcoin holdings. So what this move by Avalon highlights is a trend where corporations are starting to integrate digital assets into their treasury. Avalon's significant investment acts as a powerful endorsement of Bitcoin's long-term value and its role as a hedge against traditional economic volatility. It's also strategic positioning, particularly given that everything around Avalon is to do with Bitcoin at the core of their offerings. So I understand what they're saying with regards to validation of Bitcoin as a long-term, as a holding long-term value. I don't necessarily think their move is because it's a hedge against traditional economic volatility. I think the reason for it is that they've decided Bitcoin is to be the underlying asset of everything that they offer. So it would make sense to hold a lot of Bitcoin. But having that level of holding sets the tone for what they're trying to achieve. And yes, we are seeing lots of actual companies, like real world companies, holding tons of beginning to hold tons of Bitcoin. But Avalon itself is using this with the view of all these DeFi offerings, whether it's lending and borrowing or more. So they have their swap features, whether it's like, let's say, USDT to USDA or vice versa. Now, this is to earn a sustainable yield in crypto. But, so as a hypothetical, say you've got 1,000 USDT, you'd swap it for 1,008 USDA. And then from there, your USDA is effectively your Bitcoin money. So it's yielding over the course of time. And you can stake. So say you stake your USDA. The USDA is currently 5% yield, which is pretty good. That's on Ethereum. Movement is estimated to be between 5 and 6%. What they have now as well is their lending market. So you can borrow against you can borrow on Ethereum, on BSC, on Mantle, Sonic, Bearer, Kaya, Rootstock, Bitcoin, etc. And the USD, well, the lending is really what's interesting. Where did that happen? I clicked the wrong thing, folks. Lending, there we go. So, this is on BNB network. Total market size right now 1 million. So you can see, say you're supplying the BTC B token. So you can get 5%. So that's just Bitcoin on the Binance chain. But you can get 5% yield for supplying. And you can flick between many, many chains. Say we go bit layer. Again, so supply APY is a lot lower for Bitcoin. We scroll down. I'm sure we got Ethereum. So Ethereum really low supply, 3.67K. That is very, very low. Arbitrum. Is BNB really the largest chain? So Sonic. Yeah, might be. Rootstock. Base. Maybe base. No. Rootstock's still okay. Scroll. I don't think Scroll will be good. Goat. Yeah, okay. So the market size on the lending right now isn't amazing. Merlin's not bad. What we got on yield on Merlin? USDT getting you 4%. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, so actually lending-wise, in terms of the size of the lending, it's not massive by any stretch of the imagination. not massive. But they have a system in place for yield, for the ability to earn good solid yield. Now, USDA lending seems to be larger. So IOTEX, as an example, the market size right now is 146,000. If we go to BitLayer or Sonic, so it looks like IOTEX is the largest. Oh, Tyco, surprisingly. So they've got some good features here, but actually usage isn't amazing right now. So they do need to expand this. Avalon obviously has a lot going for this right now. The borrowing, the super earn features, now that is coming soon, granted. But you've got USDA already up and running. A nice yield earning asset. They've got enough here to like. The total value locked is still solid at 679 million. Right? So there's more than enough money in the system right now. The question is why isn't usage rising? So you'd want to start seeing this rise. Now, total supply right now is 467 million. Total borrowed is 211 million. And you can see your APR is pretty good, 8%. Now, it is worth noting this is so this is our pool, which is FBTC and USDA. So again, we're in a time of quite significant volatility. Bitcoin is fluctuating a lot. Every asset is fluctuating a lot. When assets fluctuate massively, you have a larger risk of impermanent loss. So your earnings potential drops. So it is worth understanding your risk for impermanent loss on any sort of liquidity pool tokens before you dive in. But they've got a huge amount of capital behind it. Borrowing, I would still expect to be higher than maybe 200 million, but that isn't bad at all. So like I say, there's a lot going for this. BNB Chain clearly the winner right now for Avalon. And if they can actually start upping usage, there is no reason this doesn't rise. Let's be honest, considering the fact that there has been over 200 million's worth of borrowing from Avalon, and Avalon's market cap is 24 million, that is actually undervalued right now. So their goal has got to be continue to increase usage, get those super earn features out. But this objectively, even with the underlying numbers right now, is undervalued. This should be at the very least $1 coin, and it would still arguably be undervalued because it's still facilitating that level of money. So there has to be a reason that this is not doing more. So what's the reason? That's an interesting question. To me right now, it seems as though maybe just with the market pullbacks all in all, this is just right now undervalued and it's going to start rallying soon enough. No doubt we're going to see big corporations starting to implement Bitcoin into DeFi to make use of an idle asset. Yes, of course, Bitcoin's an outstanding long-term store of value, but it sits idly for most people. So implementing it into Avalon, getting some capital back or earning well whilst you holding all that Bitcoin, I can see big corporations doing it. And when we start seeing big whales, big corporations doing it, this will rise. This right now should be $1 coin based on the underlying numbers alone. Very surprising it's not actually rallied more because the numbers are very, very good. Why do you think it's not rising? Is it just the market pullback in general? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And guys, we are in a bull cycle, and if you are sitting on cryptos you're not happy with, if there are coins that are not performing for you, you've got to get it fixed. If you don't know where to begin, get on to copymycrypto.com/YouTube. This is the special offer I'm running right now for my YouTube followers. You get full access to the site, full membership to the site for half price, and there is a 60-day money-back guarantee. On the site, I share with my members all the cryptos I own. Whenever I find any coin that I think can do very, very well, I jump onto my site, tell my members about the coin, the reasons I think it can do well, and the price I'll be buying at. Whenever I sell, I do the same thing. There's no work for my members. They are in and out of crypto, same price, and they make the same profit. If you go onto my site, you will see some of the profits my members have made. You will see some of the successes that led to those profits, whether it was meme coin that we just held for a fortnight that did over a 300x, or Phantom that did a 700x in the last bull cycle and made some of my members millionaires. It's all public record. You can verify it all. And if you like what you see and you want to find out the coins that are going to be the winners in this bull cycle this year, all you got to do to find out is join up on the site. And if you do, I'll see you there. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.